What's up, YouTube? Poor.Mans.Podcast back with another video. Today's video is going to be, do women put men off of marriage? All right, before I get to the video, I got to do the YouTube stuff. The goal is 20,000 subscribers by June. It's a crazy goal, it's a big goal, but it's my goal, all right? The only way I'm going to get to my goal is if you give me the HBO special. Do you know what the HBO special is? That's the Help a Brother Out special, all right? So go on and help a brother out. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. I'm going to give y'all a second to do that. All right, now let's get to it. Do women put men off marriage? Let's see what they got to say.
Obviously, we were just talking earlier about marriage and who recently has got married. And actually, I think marriage is actually, the statistics of marriage have halved, I think. Yeah. Do you think marriage is irrelevant? Is this why why aren't men getting married?
Well, the bottom line is it's a raw deal. For men, it's a really raw deal. The benefits are heavily outweighed by the dangers and the risks. If you're a man and you divorce, the outcome usually favours women massively. You can end up losing your home, half of your pension, half of your wealth. You can end up not seeing your children. And studies have shown that men are more adversely mentally affected by divorce than women. So, and there's also a lot less support network in place.
Let's just be we have to be honest about this topic. And I don't know why women don't understand. Men are choosing to walk away. All right, you keep living in this world where you feel like catering to men or trying to be attractive to men or doing what men say they want in a relationship is you falling into a misogynist relationship or men are just out to get you because we're misogynistic and we're bigots and this and this and that. You keep believing that mentality or that rhetoric, men are going to walk away. Marriage rates are plummeting across the board, and it's because men don't want to do it anymore. It used to be your divorce rate is at 53%. 53%. All right, and 70% of those marriages it's the women that are walking away. It's the women that are walking away. So what do men have to gain? Let's look at it. What do men have to gain in 2021 for marriage? Someone answer that in the comments, please. And if you're a lady, answer it in the comments. You got women that say that they can sleep with whoever they want and have no repercussions. And then by the time they hit 30, they want to just go pick up a guy and they expect to get the guy that they want. And if they don't get the guy that they want, that they rejected in their 20s, they say that men are all trash. All right. So you have women that want to lead the relationship now, and then they're getting the marriages that they want. The ones that do get the marriages that they want, 70% of them are walking away from them and taking half of everything. What do you have to offer? What do you have to offer a man that makes risking 50% of what he has worth it? Some women do have it. Some women do have what it takes, and some women are willing to step up to the plate and do what they need to do to secure that. But that's a big investment that you asking a man to make for you to not be able to cook or clean, or you out here trying to sleep around with everybody in the neighborhood and thinking that you could get a man that's willing to invest half of everything he's worked for throughout his entire life into you. What do you have to offer a man that makes him want to invest 50%? That's something you need to ask yourself. Let's continue the video.
You also say that if a woman gets pregnant for a career choice, and I think that you have used the words that women do get pregnant for career choices, that's what they want to do, that if you were the guy and that you didn't approve or you didn't okay that pregnancy, then you, I know you use a term, I didn't like it actually when I read it, it was just like financial abortion, I think you say. Well, I didn't like that, but what that means is that you can say, right, okay, I had nothing to do with this, I didn't ask for it, you've surprised me with it, therefore I've got nothing to do with it, I won't support it.
Well, what I was really saying is I was mooting that as like a hypothetical point to illustrate the fact that when it comes to power, although the illusion is that men have all the power, actually when it comes to kind of personal relationships and relationships between the sexes, women have most of the power.
Well, that's true as well, but obviously babies are made by two people, so shouldn't men just use contraception?
Just man up. Well, unfortunately, you know, women have the lion's share of contraceptive choices, and once a woman is pregnant, of course, the man has no say.
It's crazy that when women lay down with men and or when men lay down with women that they get trapped into when a rich man sleeps with a woman and he gets her pregnant and she doesn't want to get rid of the baby, although he doesn't want anything to do with the baby. She knows this, all right? But she's going to make the selfish decision to have the baby anyway because she feels like it's a free meal ticket, all right? It's crazy that when it comes to those men, we just say, oh, he shouldn't have, like she said, he should have just used contraceptive. He shouldn't have used he should have thought with his head and not his head, if you get what I'm saying. He should have thought with his head and not with what's in his pants, is what they always say to men when it comes to making a bad decision with who they sleep with. But when it comes to a woman that ends up being a single mother because she slept with a man that doesn't want to have anything to do with the child, we say, oh, all men are trash. Sis, you all right? You got to be an independent woman, this and this and that. He's a deadbeat, this and this and that, even though he told you beforehand that he didn't want to have anything to do with the child. There should be a contract put in place because single motherhood is killing the U.S., not even just the black community anymore. It's starting to spread to every community in the U.S., and it does happen to be worse in the black community. There should be a contract that says, I want this child, that a woman has to sign, and then a man also has a decision to say that he wants or does not want the child. If he chooses to walk away from the child, now the woman has her choice into getting an abortion or becoming a single mother. But regardless of her choice, specifically her choice, he gets to do what he wants, okay? He gets to walk away from that situation. That's giving men rights. But that would be absolutely crazy in the eyes of the government or in the eyes of people who push these ideologies and say that all men are bad because they're not ready for a big commitment. Now, I do agree he shouldn't have laid down with her and she shouldn't have laid down with him if they're both not ready to have children. But let's be honest, things happen. It happens all the time. The best thing we could do is try to avoid single motherhood as much as we can. And a lot of times it's women just having children out of ego. It's women having children to prove that they're an independent, strong woman. Instead of saying, this is not what's going to be best for the child, bringing it into a world where he's statistically speaking less likely to go to college, less likely to finish high school, more likely to go to prison, more likely to join a gang, more likely to sell drugs. These are all statistics. You could go look them up. Single parenthood kills children is what it does. And it gives them a huge disadvantage in life. So why not have things in place so that the mother and father both agree to take care of the child before bringing the child into the world? Let's continue the video.
And yet the consequences for his life are lifelong and huge. They have a huge impact.
That's true, but if he'd taken precautions in the first place, he wouldn't have a baby. So don't men have to just use their brains rather than what's in their pants?
Absolutely. And look, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of reckless men and plenty of responsible women out there. And of course, not all women get pregnant as a career choice. That was a sample of a study that I was quoting. But
some do,
there
trust
are
me.
instances, look at Liz Jones at the Daily Mail. She famously stole the sperm from her husband's condom. She violated his choice about fatherhood, and that could have changed his life forever.
Have you been hurt?
No, I'm not.
What is it? What started this off? Is this a big revenge trip?
No, not at all. Look, this is just about me being a young man in the modern world. After 50 years of feminism, I am one of the products of that. And, you know, I have 3 wonderful sisters who I love, and my mother I have a great relationship with. My parents are still together. So my personal experience of marriage, is wonderful. But for me, as a young man entering into that, politically, it's just not viable.
So you would never get married?
No. Well, I would do if the laws changed. If I was protected in equal measure to, like perhaps the woman I'd marry, then I would consider it. But at the moment, I mean, let's be honest, marriage is a contract. It's a business deal. And I wouldn't enter into any contract without reading the terms and conditions and being aware of the risk.
Well put. All right, that's the end of the video. I'm going to give my final thoughts on the video. My final thoughts on the video is we do have to make things more equal in terms of divorce. We have to make marriage more reasonable for men. Okay, I don't know what we need to do. I don't know the exact policies that need to be put in place, but we have to make something. We have to figure it out because marriage rates are plummeting. And me, I am for marriage. All right, I believe to have the strongest families, to have kids, the statistics support me. They show that that children in 2-parent households are just more successful. Their chances of being more successful is just better. They just are. So I am for marriages, but women and society as a whole, we're making it very hard on men, and you're making it very hard on me to prove this point that marriage is good because it's such a horrible deal for men. It's such a horrible deal for men. And another thing, the dude is that the way he responded, "Are you hurt?" Okay, come up with a better argument. It's annoying and it's played out. All right, that's the response of a person that has nothing to say because he knows that he's defeated. You just try to attack the person's character instead of attacking their argument, because there's nothing you could say to what he was saying. Everything he said was facts. So the dude just says, "Are you hurt?" Stop doing that to pander to women. You know the deal. You know what happens when it comes to marriage. You know how unfair it is. You know that everybody in the courtroom is profiting off of the divorce except for the man, who is the one that has to foot the bill for everybody, has to foot the bill for the judge, has to fit the bill for both lawyers, because in a lot of states, whoever has the most money, whoever's the highest breadwinner, has to pay for both lawyers. So both lawyers are working in cahoots and milking this whole thing, making it go on for years. And then you got the woman that's being greedy because now she's resentful, now she's envious, and she wants to take as much as she can. Okay? And it's a complete horrible, and 70% of the time, it's the women walking away. It's the women walking away 70% of the time. So it's it's just an unfair deal for men. Men are choosing to walk away. The jig is up. The only way we can fix this is by making the laws better in regards to divorce. All right? Even the playing field a little bit. Till next time.